Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to episode 3 of our IBM Security Verify Governance webinar series. Today, I want to show you how we can delegate the ability to create contractor records to our department managers. Our delegation, however, will include an approval step by our procurement team. So let's meet these actors. Firstly, let me introduce Mr. Clements. Mr. Clements is our Head of Server Administration. And also let me introduce Miss Belle Rowland. She's our procurement guru. First thing that we will do is log into our platform as Zachary Clements. And given that Zachary wants to create a new contractor record, we'll go to our request center. We'll select the button that says Manage Others and click the tab that says Create Contractor. I'll fill out the details. We'll create a J Blogs. First name Joseph, last name Blogs. We'll give him a hire date of today. And we'll make sure that he's an independent contractor. And we'll give him a purchase order number. So our request has been submitted, but as I said in the introduction, there is an approval step that has to be performed here. So let's log out and we'll walk through that approval process. This time we're going to log in as our procurement guru. If you remember, this is Belle Rowland. Again, we'll go to our request center. We'll select Manage Others. But this time we're going to go through the contractor authorization process. We can see we have a user create request has come through to our system. So let's just take a look at that and view the request details. I can see we have a JBlogs independent contractor and a purchase order number, and given that I am in the procurement team, I can probably look up that purchase order number in my purchasing system and either approve or reject this request as long as all of the details line up with that purchase order system. So I'm going to approve. Okay, so we have a department manager who has requested the creation of a contractor. We have a procurement team who have now approved that request. Let's take a look and see what has actually happened in the background. We'll log on to our administration console now as a super user. And we'll go to our favorite module, the Access Governance Core. Let's search for our new user. There we go. We can see that Joseph Blogs now exists. He's in the contractors organizational unit. And if we click on his entitlements, we can see that he's already been assigned a contractor role and also the VPN-user Active Directory group. And if we select accounts, we'll see he has been assigned an Active Directory account. So all of that happened fairly seamlessly and automatically. But how did it happen? Well, let's take a look at our organizational structure, and we'll select that contractors OU. And in here, if we select the entitlements, we can see that there are two entitlements listed as birthright entitlements. Now, what do I mean by birthright? What I mean is that in this column, the default column, you can see there is a tick, a little green tick, beside each of these entitlements. And what that means is that anyone appearing in this OU will be automatically assigned these entitlements and an account created on the relevant provisioning target if an account doesn't already exist. So let's take a look at the workflow definition for the business process that we've just worked through. We'll switch modules and go to the Process Designer. We'll click on the Manage tab and we'll select the business process for the creation of our identity. If we select the Configuration tab now, what we will be presented with is a three-step process. The first activity, the first step in this process is the generation of the request. If we select this, what we'll see is the definition of the form that we use to create Joseph blogs. If we select the second activity, again, what we will be presented with is the attributes that are going to be presented to our approver. This is the approval activity. If you recall, this was the activity that was processed by Bell Rowland. Our third activity in this process is our execute activity, and that's the activity that will execute the approved request. If we now take a look at the Assign tab, as you can guess, Assign basically assigns ownership or a user community to each of the steps within this process. In this case, department managers can request the creation of contractor identity records, and the procurement team can approve those requests. In effect, the business process we have defined to cover the creation of contractor identity records is actually a very simple and straightforward workflow consisting of a generate request node, an approve request node, and an execute request node. The input form is defined within the workflow definition, and we assign user communities to each task. And if we think back to our Access Governance Core module, we will also remember that we have defined birthright entitlements for the contractor's organizational unit. In effect, we've defined workflows with automatic provisioning to cover a simple use case, and we have not been required to script or code any logic whatsoever. We've seen how easy it is to define a business process that allows the delegation of user creation to our department managers. Our example was rather simplistic, of course. So if you'd like to learn more about the business processes and how complex we can actually make them, please visit our website at www.madigansolutions.com. Thanks for watching, and be sure to look out for the next episode.